Morning, Spuddies. It's day 2 of the advanced study weekend, day 3 of my trip. It's 6:30 a.m. and I'm walking across to go and get breakfast. I went to sleep pretty late last night actually. I was excited and buzzing and I wasn't in the mood for sleep last night, let's put it that way. I stayed up and had a little mini party, just myself in my room. And it was cool. And but I'm tired this morning. That's okay. I'm going to go and have some healthy McDougall style breakfast. And then I'm going to interview Emena Van Dyken for my SpudFit podcast. And then I'm going to enjoy the day of speakers. The one I'm really looking forward to, or the two, but I've heard Dr. McDougall before. I'm really looking forward to him, but I have heard him before. He's always good. The other one that I haven't heard that I'm really looking forward to is Dr. Doug Lyle. His book, he and Alan Goldhammer wrote a book, The Pleasure Trap, which is one of my favourites. So I'm looking forward to hearing from him. I'll show you breakfast in a sec. Alright, we're here with Nick Delgado. Nick gave a really good talk this morning, really full of energy and life, and he was up all around the room and yelling and jumping around and even lifting weights. It was really good, entertaining, with lots of good information too. So I wonder if you could just give us a little summary of what you talked about.
Well, I think the main message is that you can get all the protein you need from potatoes, from fruits, from vegetables. You really have to consider that the body recycles all of your enzymes and your digestive lining. So that's 180 grams of protein. And then if you just add about 20 grams of protein, which a few cups of potatoes gives you, say if you have 5 cups of potatoes, you've already got about another 20 grams of protein. So it's really easy to get enough protein.
I worked out at one point that I was getting around 85 grams of protein a day just from potatoes.
Right.
And so it's easy to get that 20 grams that you're talking about, no problem.
Yeah, and really the high fiber in potatoes and fruits and vegetables, it's all necessary for the gut and the biome, certainly balancing out your hormones, avoiding endocrine disruptors. One of my messages was that chicken, fish, and meat is loaded with estrogens and harmful hormones. And so the more we move towards a plant-based diet, was my main message, the healthier you're going to be.
Yeah, and let me tell you, Nick is a one ripped fella. So if anyone's authorised to talk about protein in plants, it's Nick. You should look him up. And how old is he? 62, was it?
I'm 62. Yeah, as of January 5th.
62 and strong. I tell you that.
Yeah, I'm offering $1,000 prize money for any athlete in the world. Any challenger can outlift me with dumbbells, 30-pound dumbbells lifting overhead. I have to warn you, I hold the world record. No one's exceeded me yet in the last 10 years.
Well, there you go. So, and that's all done with plant protein. So
for 40 years, I've been oil-free, plant-based protein,
awesome.
and emphasize no added oils. I mean, there might be some nuts and seeds. I get some essential fatty acids from a variety of foods, but I don't add processed oils. I consider processed oils as processed or as harmful as processed sugar.
All right. Well, thank you. Like I said, it was a really entertaining and informative talk, so thank you, and thanks for sharing it with us on my YouTube.
I'm going to follow you on your YouTube and check Nick Delgado out on YouTube as well, right? That's
what I forgot to say. Yeah, if people people are interested to find out more about you, where should they go?
Just look up YouTube, Nick Delgado, and you can subscribe to me, and then I have a website, nickdelgado.com.
No worries. And you got a book too?
I have a book, Annihilate Acne Now Naturally, and I have a book out called Simply Healthy, which is all vegan, whole, natural foods.
All right. Thanks, Nick.
Thank you, Andrew.
See you next time.
You're doing a great job. Keep it up.
Cheers. Lunch. We've got our usual salads at the start of the line here, with some beans as well. We've got, what's this one? We've got the shredded salad. We've got some Moroccan red lentil soup over there. We've got Brussels sprouts. We've got baked beans. Love it. Baked beans and potatoes. Nice. And then we've got whole wheat buns and burgers. We've got the McVeggie burger. Wouldn't that be nice to see on the menu at McDonald's? We got a sweet potato burger too. I love burgers, so I'm going to get some of that into me for sure. And then we've got some sauces and things over there. All right, let's eat. All right, I'm back. We had lunch. I've just had a little tear from a lovely lady called Brittany telling me nice things. Made me have a little cry. But anyway, here we are. We're at Copperfield's books stall with all the books, and this is the spot where mine used to be. It's sold out. How good's that? I brought what I thought was way too many books with me because I wanted to have a few left for next weekend at Sacramento, and I expected that I'd be taking most of the books there with me, but they're all gone. We're going to have to try and get some more. So, thank you, Leo, wasn't it?
You're welcome. Yeah, we have 40 books, 40 copies of Andrew's books, and they, like it usually, sold out. Yesterday after your talk, people were very interested, and I mean, most of them were just gone. And this morning, whatever was left.
Yeah. All right, so thank you, Leo, for selling my book.
You're welcome.
And if you're in Santa Rosa, go and visit Copperfield's Books. All right, so we're here with Kevin Hall, and Kevin's a scientist, works for the government. Can't remember the organisation.
Yeah, National Institutes of Health.
National Institutes of Health, doing all sorts of science studies on nutrition. You can explain it better than I can.
Yeah,
so,
sure.
Well, why don't you have a go?
Yeah, sure. So my lab at the NIH is very interested in trying to better understand how the human body adapts to different diets.
Okay.
We've done a couple of what we call metabolic ward studies, where we bring people into the NIH Clinical Center, which is a big research hospital. We feed them all their food for weeks and months at a time, and we manipulate their diet and measure how their body responds. And a couple of our recent studies have addressed this question about whether or not lower carbohydrate diets via reduction of insulin secretion result in metabolic benefits in terms of the number of calories that are burned, as well as accelerated fat loss. Yeah. And when we really carefully control the calories, what we've found is that the sort of metabolic advantages that have been talked about amongst people as being an advantage for a low carbohydrate diet, they fail to materialize, at least in the a month-long study that we've done. And so we're trying to interpret that and better understand how some diets may work for some people and not for others, and that sort of thing.
All right. Well, I found it really, really interesting that, first of all, it's really cool and worthwhile that you can actually get people and basically lock them away for a period of time and control everything about their diet and measure everything about their energy expenditure and all sorts of things. So I think that's important stuff, because unless you can actually do control all those aspects, then you're really just speculating.
Yeah, one of the things that we've noticed is that people often they think they have a very good idea of what they're eating, and they're really trying to control those their diets in a very strict way. But unless we have them, where we can actually observe this, it's very difficult to know what people are actually eating. Yeah. There are a few people who accurately report that and have the ability to control it in an absolute sense, but they're the rarity, unfortunately. Yeah. So we have to do these kind of studies.
All right. Well, cool. And thank you for your excellent talk, and thank you for doing what you do. And if anyone's interested to learn more about you and what you do, where should they look?
Just look up my name, Kevin Hall, at the NIH. And, they'll find my webpage and my contact info.
All right. Great. Thank you.
Great.
All right. We're here with Dr. Anthony Lim. He's done a great talk earlier today, and it was one of the highlights for me because it was all about behaviour change, which is what I'm all about too. It's all good to have nutrition knowledge, but if you can't put it in action, then what's the point? So can you tell us a little bit about what your talk was about, Anthony?
Yeah, so today I just talked about 10 common behavioral change mistakes that I've found a lot of patients make, whether it's regard to diet or sleep or exercise. And they just span the whole gamut from the early on forgetting to plan and just kind of jumping right in without even being clear about what their goals are and how they're going to get there. So just taking the time to think about that, plan ahead, and put it down on paper. Studies have shown just the mere act of putting it down on paper as opposed to keeping it in your head is going to greatly increase your chances of success. We talked about the power of environment and just this idea that we would like to think that we have an infinite amount of willpower to accomplish whatever we put our minds to. When we're really coming to appreciate much more that we are a product of our environment. So things like structuring your physical environment and your social environment to help enable the behavior that you want as opposed to serving as an obstacle is critical. And then finally, I just ended up with the one key thing that will get you through everything, which is resilience and not giving up. And even as Andrew's story, right? Just all the ups and downs.
Yeah.
The one thing is that you stayed strong, you stayed
Push
resilient,
on.
and you push forward.
Yeah.
It's I think it's online, so you can view it if you want.
Yeah.
But it was good fun.
All right, and I love what you also said about how your 10 tips can be applied to any sort of behaviour change, not just about diet. It's about any sort of positive behaviour change that you want to make. So, yeah, really, really cool to have had that talk, and also it feels good that lots of the things that my sort of theories were reflected in your theories too. So it's nice for me to know that as a layperson coming up with this stuff that I'm on the right track, since a very talented doctor such as yourself is also talking about it. So that's cool.
Well, thanks, Andrew. I appreciate that.
So where can people find you if they want to learn more about you and what you do?
I'm a medical director of the McDougall program. I'm also a staff physician at True North. So you can find me on either of those main websites. And then last, I see patients at Kaiser Permanente, which is a large managed care organization in the U.S. And I teach their plant-based eating class. So you can find me at one of those 3 places.
Cool. All right. Thank you, Anthony Lim.
All right.
It was a good chat.
All right. Sounds good.
Cheers.
Thanks.
And that's all I got today. I'm sorry I wasn't very good at filming. You'd think that after doing this for over a year, I'd remember to get my phone out and film stuff, but I didn't. I'll just fill you in on what happened though. We also saw talks from Dr. McDougall and Dr. Doug Lyle as well, and they were both excellent talks. Dr. McDougall talked a lot about diabetes and treatments and things. And Dr. Doug Lyle's talk was getting along without going along, and it was about he's a psychologist, and it was about how to deal with friends and family that think you're crazy, basically, for eating the way you do. So they were really good talks. The plan is to get both of them. I haven't ended up getting Dr. McDougall on the podcast yet, but the plan is to record it next weekend before I go home, and same with Doug Lyle. And the advanced study weekend ended, and it was really an amazing weekend. Meeting so many people, talking to so many people, sold out of my books here, and talking to so many of the people who attended, having a great time with that, as well as meeting all of the other speakers and talking to them. That was fantastic. Just an amazing, incredible weekend. And then anyway, after that finished, myself and Dustin Rudolph, who you met yesterday, was one of the other speakers, a plant-based pharmacist. We were lucky enough to get a personal tour of True North Health Centre with Dr. Michael Clapper, who many of you probably know. He's a bit of a plant-based doctor rock star. He came and picked us up in his car from the hotel that we were at, and we went with him to have a tour of True North, and we were lucky enough to get to sit with him in his office for 45 minutes probably and just have a chat about all sorts of things, including obviously fasting at True North Health Centre. That was really cool, and I guess I was just too excited to too excited to think about filming what was going on. I was just in the moment and just enjoying it. And afterwards, I thought that would have been a really good film. But oh well, not to worry. And anyway, then myself and Dustin Rudolph again went for dinner with a group of 4 people who have attended the weekend, and we had some Mexican, and that was really cool. So yeah, good day, good weekend, amazing weekend, and I'm excited for tomorrow. In the morning, I'm going to be doing an interview with Kevin Hall for the podcast, and then also an interview with Dustin Rudolph for the podcast. So I'm getting quite a few podcasts done. I might have the whole year's worth of podcasts already recorded by the time I get back to Australia. But anyway, it's all fun. It's just I'm having a great time. So anyway, that's enough from me. I'm going to try and do these videos every day for the rest of the trip. So yeah, there you go. Go to spudfit.com, sign up for the newsletter, and that's it. That's all. I'm finished. Thanks, everyone. Spud up.